After a sex sting nabbed a dozen men for lewd acts at a public park, we wonder just how often this is happening. It was shocking what we discovered in this special report. Chelsea Kopta dug up police reports, visited some racy websites, and what she found will disturb you. Men are cruising for sex with strangers all over the Tri-Cities and Yakima. At this point, we want to emphasize this story is explicit, and that's why we're using this late newscast to bring it to you.
If you've been there, then you know there's something quite inviting about this park. From a distance, a toddler throws leaves, children play on a slide, cyclists ride past. But nearby, police say the park is inviting to another crowd, luring men cruising for anonymous sex with other men.
It doesn't matter what gender it is. It's the fact that sexual acts are taking place in public, and that's our concern.
I found the crime has no age limits. Men from ages 18 to 72 have been arrested for lewd conduct. These men are your neighbors, your friends, maybe even your husband.
This is a dark, secret part of their life that they're trying to keep hidden.
The raunchy rendezvous are supposed to be discreet. Police say kids and families often stumble on evidence of sex acts left behind. Sleeping bags, condoms, toilet paper.
You don't want a family to stumble upon something like that.
People would be surprised at just how much this activity is happening in public.
So where are all these spots? I found that from bushes to bathroom stalls, trails to truck stops, day or night, men meet for sex everywhere.
We've encountered people and that kind of activity in pretty much any location you can think of.
It's not just word of mouth. Men know where to go by visiting websites that specialize in setting up these hookups.
You look on Craigslist.com, Backpage.com, some of those public type of sites.
This slogan speaks for itself. Hook up anywhere, anytime, with anyone. One national site, I discovered an entire cruising list for Kennewick, Richland, and Yakima that run pages long. And these sites aren't just explicit, they're specific, detailing exactly where to park, what to bring, signals to indicate what you're looking for. One of those places includes Bateman Island Fishing Road in Richland. Mike Hempstead fishes here several times a week.
Would you say it surprises you?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't think about that until I heard about it in Columbia Park, and so now that's something else in the back of your mind that you don't really want to stumble upon on a day when you're trying to relax on your day off from work.
Another hot spot? The south end of the Greenway in Union Gap. And on a quick drive through the area, our cameras caught two people in this car. You decide for yourself what's going down. Other spots I found in Yakima listed on these sites include the Rosa Recreation Site, Elks Memorial Park, and Big Pines out in the county. In the Tri-Cities, other hotspots I found listed include Leslie Groves Park, the Y Park Restroom, and Columbia Park Marina.
Does this instance ring a bell with you?
I cross-referenced what I found online with lewd conduct reports from 4 departments across the Tri-Cities and Yakima. So far this year, Kennewick reported 21 lewd conduct cases, for which they busted 12 men at Columbia Boat Dock and Park. In Richland, 4 people were arrested for lewd conduct. Yakima police reported 11 cases, although every one was for people urinating in public.
The type of lewd conduct where people are actually having sex is not a very frequent call for us to receive.
Pasco had just 6 cases investigated, but numbers don't always tell the whole story.
It's hard to quantify because so much of it goes unreported.
The challenge is proving these hookups are happening in public.
They're much more difficult to investigate because, one, you have to see them, you have to observe them.
That's why police crack down with stings, sending undercover officers to parks several times a year.
So if you're out there and you are trying to set up some illegal, illicit encounter, be aware that it might be a police officer.
It's a matter of protecting the innocent from catching an eyeful. Chelsea Kopta, Action News.
And we do want to point out that men are the focus of this story simply because police tell us that men are anecdotally and statistically the people accused of lewd conduct crimes. In Richland, for instance, men made up 95% of those cases. And first-time home buyers, a tax credit